The truth, Errol Spence Jr. gives his hit list, the 3 people that he would like to fight next. Stay tuned. Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you want to become part of the notification gang, hit that bell icon. Now, Errol Spence Jr., he's back at home. He's chilling. He's with his family. He's with his friends. And he's with them, among them, as a new champion. He is now the IBF welterweight champion of the world, Craig. So, congrats for that. I thought his fight with Brook was a telling fight. Brook did test him, but ultimately the battle of attrition was won by Errol Spence Jr. He put in work, and I think those early deposits to the body really paid dividends late, because Kell Brook was coming down in weight, and that's no excuse, but that's one thing that he did have to face. That's a fact, right? And just getting those shots dumped to your body repeatedly, because what some people don't realize is you don't even have to be the most forceful puncher to hurt somebody to the body. Just good timing and a solid, well-placed shot will hurt you. Like, you look at Brandon Rios. He's known tough. He has a good chin. Mike Alvarado, different people, Manny Pacquiao, they didn't stop him. But Tim Bradley was able to stop him. So that's very telling. And it was similar game plan. Bradley just dug those guts out and paused. They just invested to that body. So I really think that was a smart game plan, because some guys, when things aren't going their way, they unravel, and I didn't see that with Errol Spence Jr. He was losing some of those early rounds, but I keep saying this. I'm gonna keep saying it. He was losing some of the early rounds, but to me, he wasn't getting dogged. He wasn't getting. Kell Brook was winning, so you're like, okay, he outboxed him that round. Kell landed the better shots, but I don't consider that where I'm from, the Bay Area, we say like, oh, we got dogged, like meaning it was like no match, and I thought it was highly competitive. But as soon as Errol Spence found a rhythm and kicked it up in the 6th, 7th round or so, he started putting an immense amount of pressure, and it was working. And I could see Kell Brook was like hunching over and clutching his side. He was against the ropes too long, and his body was wilting and he was spilling over, and I didn't like how he was looking, so I could tell the end was near. And I think the body shots, the constant pressure of somebody coming at you with some level of intelligence and forcing you to fight at an uncomfortable pace. Now, PBC, they just did their special jabs, and they had on satellite feed or FaceTime or whatever, they had Errol Spence Jr., and he listed 3 people he would like to fight. Keith Thurman, he said there's still Danny Garcia out there, once beaten. He lost to Keith Thurman in the last fight. And then also Manny Pacquiao. He said he wants to unify. Thurman is hurt, but hopefully he gets better. He also says he wants to fight 2 more times this year. I think he said like September and October or something like that. And he wants one of those fights, or his next fight, to be in Dallas. He said they have some good venues there, and that would be a good thing. I think he deserves a homecoming, just like Deontay Wilder. Tough test in Stavern. He got an Alabama hometown fight, and Al Heyman's pretty good about doing that. And it may not seem like anything to the fight fans, because we just want to see the top matches, but I'm sure it means a lot to the fighters. Like Errol Spence, his last fight, he went over to the UK. That's probably like a, let's say, 14-15 hour flight or whatever it is. And I don't know his budget or any particulars, but there's a strong chance that not everybody that he wants to have was able to go to the UK. You know what I mean? Because you only have a budget, like let's say his children and his girl or something, you know what I mean, or whoever. But you can't just take everybody. But if you fight home at Dallas, then all your high school buddies, or you know what I mean, people you grew up with, and other people like that you sparred or something at your gym, they'll be able to go. It's easier for them to get to, as opposed to going to the UK. That's not something that everybody can swing. Not everyone has a passport, things like that. So I think it would mean a lot for fighters, and we got to respect it. And after a tough test, you deserve a tune-up style fight or a feel-good hometown fight. That's how I feel. That's how you build your champion. You know what I mean? So those are the people he listed. I would like any of those fights. I haven't seen Pacquiao and his team show an interest of fighting any of the top guys, to be honest. You know what I mean? Unless it's Mayweather, and that's because he's somebody who's older than Pacquiao. You know what I mean? Or closer to equal in age. But these young, hungry lions, it looks like Pacquiao's not trying to fight. You could say Jeff Horn's younger, but he's also the most unproven. That's like Canelo fighting Liam Smith. When you got Jermell Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, Jermall Charlo at the time, right? And then you pick Liam Smith, right? So Jeff Horn, out of all of the guys, he's the least proven. And even from Errol Spence, who's a new champion, you can't say that, because Errol Spence at least beat Chris Algieri, Leonard Bundu, and now Kell Brook. But even before the Kell Brook, I would say Errol Spence had a better resume than Jeff Horn, which is so funny because people that they play sides, and some people trash Errol Spence's resume. Oh, who's he beat? Who's Jeff Horn beat? That's the real question. You know, my name is Jeff. But anyway, that's what Errol Spence had to say. And I like his humility. He's a very humble person. Met him. And he rated his performance versus Kell Brook. He said he gave himself a 7. He was off a 9-month layoff. He did what he had to do. He did what champions do. But he doesn't feel like it was his most complete performance, or he was all put together. And he said, I did what I did and I was victorious, but he gave himself a 7. And he says he believes he's the best welterweight out there. So I like that. I think he's a humble dude. You know what I mean? Like, he could easily say, oh, I stopped Kell Brook at his weight. You know what I mean? He didn't have to jump up, climb up to get stopped. I stopped him right here. So he could easily rate it high. Like, man, that's an A+. But he's like a lot of great fighters. He might be a perfectionist. Like, I got off to a slow start, or I should have dug harder to the body. You know what I mean? Every fighter, every good fighter that I know personally, they kind of critique their, like, I've seen them in sparring and they weren't even getting touched up or anything. And then the fighter after would be like, man, I could have did better. I wasn't really feeling it. I'm like, what do you mean you weren't feeling it? You were doing, I mean, from the outside looking in, watching it. I'm like, damn, you were doing good. But, you know what I mean? It's just the mind of a fighter. Let me know what you want to see next from Errol Spence. I like his demeanor. I like what he's about. And I hope he stays true to that. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.